The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
Working to get this gig going for me, you know. My wife worked her ass up for a year to get it all organized. And a guy called Tom Morello, who organised all the bands, people like that, you know, make concerts happen. And I don't know what to say, man. I've been laid up for like 6 years. And it's so, you've got no idea how I feel. Man. From the bottom of my heart, time to change and time to strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a lot of tears as they panned the crowd for that rendition of "Mama, I'm Coming Home" from Ozzy on Saturday, and it was emotional. And I think what added to it, Joe, was how frail he sounded singing that song. It gives you goosebumps.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because if you've seen some of your favorite performers as they've aged, you can usually hear that sometimes with disappointment, but none of that yet on Saturday. Good on you to do a deep dive and find some great clips, because I got to be honest, that just gave me shivers.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my favorite Ozzy songs of all time, as you know. But it means I have to do a deeper dive now on what happened Saturday, because that was just a long day of a concert where there's a bunch of great videos up on YouTube. That was... How emotional would that be for that band themselves? Some of those guys not getting along for years, not even talking, getting back together to find some closure, and obviously a big box office. Yeah. But Ozzy sitting and getting wheeled out there and trying to stand on occasion.
And his throne, yeah.
And going through whatever he's been going through health-wise, to even remarkably remember lyrics.
No, I know.
To songs. Did you see Bill Ward?
Yeah,
In
no
nude.
shirt.
He's going naked up there. And there was all kinds of stuff going on for these guys in their mid to late 70s. I just thought it was brilliant. And I thought the whole spectacle was really good.
Oh, the stage looked great. The fans were off the hook. Jason Momoa nailed it as MC. Tom Morello was on stage a few times talking. He did a great tribute to Randy Rhoads. I mentioned earlier, like last week, no-brainer to salute Randy Rhoads, Ozzy's former guitarist. And you nailed it, Joe. We're just sifting through. I never did get a chance to sit down and watch it live. Wound up on the golf course with my kid. But anyway, so I'm just sifting. And I just happened upon Steven Tyler with Tom Morello on stage covering Whole Lotta Love. And man, does he sound great. There's so much just pouring out of this show, must-see stuff. Like Guns N' Roses doing Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Oh, man, I would go see Guns N' Roses tomorrow. Axl sounded tremendous.
And imagine how many of those guys, you played a clip from Jason Momoa, just growing up as a Sabbath fan. How many of those guys as well just were honored to be a part of that big day?
Yeah.
This was not about money for a lot of these guys. This was just about the passion of music.
Totally agree. And
what a celebration.
It was amazing. We'll continue to sift through some of those clips throughout the morning and play as much of it as we can. I'd love to hear from our winner, because he'll be coming back in the next few days.
Yeah.
We'll find his number. We've got his number, and we'll have to give him a call and just see how much he enjoyed that show.
Yeah.
We'll let him get over his hangover first. Phone coming up in a few minutes.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hey, Sunday morning here. Quick shout out to Howard playing the absolute bangers to get me back alive here. He just played Kickstart My Heart, followed by Ooh What a Night, April Wine, and then hits us with When the Levee Breaks by Zeppelin. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Love it.
I'll tell you a funny radio story. One guy, when I first broke into this business, was working, and April Wine had come out with the album, and it's spelt ooh, what a night, but as in one word.
Yep.
Right? And he called it, ooh, what a nitty. And we had to correct the kid. One of those, rookie radio mistakes. Not knowing, but just going with it.
We've all done it, like
Yep.
me calling that Ghost song sanitized instead of Satanized.
Yeah.
Remember that famous moment?
Yeah, sanitize is not a bad name for a song. Though.
I think, that was my whole angle was I think it should have been called Sanitized. Okay, the banker with a question, and this is the second time we've had a call of this nature. It's about gas prices.
Hey, the banker here again. Trying to figure out why it is that you see one station in Charleswood on Roblin at 134.9, and then you drive down and see two of the same being co-ops stations at 104. I've never seen such a big difference there. I gotta start looking at the gas app that I have, Gas Buddy. Anyway, have a good day.
Okay. I have no idea why that occurs.
That's come up a couple times, but the last time it was brought up was different areas altogether. I think the banker's talking about in the same area because there's both the co-ops and the Shells and the SOs, and that's a 30-cent difference, though, he was talking about. That's crazy. And some have the rebate programs. We've talked about that. Some have the Air Miles programs and rewards programs. So,
last week, like that Costco on Regent, there was a lineup onto the road to get in there to get gas.
yeah.
It's insane there. Like it's and I guess when you're a member, you save money on gas there. That's the deal, or
Yeah, well, I mean, a co-op has the kickback, right,
Yep,
at the end of the year. So a lot of people like using that.
Okay, frustration over school zones.
Yeah, for everybody who's still doing 30 in the school zones, you might want to think about going back to school because the current date is not within September and June, which is when school zones apply. We're currently in July, which is one of the 2 months of the year where school zones don't apply. So unless it says 30 with nothing else around it, like, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday to Friday, September to June, then in July and August, at all hours of the day, you don't have to follow the 30 speed limit. Like, it's pretty easy. You read the sign, you go, what is today's date? Is today's date within the notes on the sign? Yes, no, follow the sign. Like, what is wrong with you people?
I see it all the time. All the time. People just following. And I get it. It's a tough habit to break, right? If you go through a school zone, you're so used to that 30K.
Yep.
And the last thing you want is a ticket, but you forget that it's actually summer and the kids aren't in school.
I have a question for you. Summer school, does it still exist? Would you know?
I don't know.
Because your kids are in that age, and I've never heard from a buddy of mine tell me his kid got stuck in summer school. It was a big thing when I went to school, summer school. Right?
I wonder.
That
was what we all tried to avoid.
Yes.
Because you're like, you got to study, man. You don't want to wind up in summer school if you failed a couple classes. That was the deal, right?
100%. Because, I mean, most of your buddies are enjoying the summer, and some of them used to, walk right by the classroom you were in
That would be the
for the
worst.
summer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still around.
Someone will let us
Does
know.
anybody even fail anymore?
762-555. I'm going to say I doubt it, but we'll hear. Okay, Hooligan. Oh, Hooligan was having a day. I think this came in last week, and this is vintage Hooligan.
Okay, I always thought this, but now what I just witnessed is confirmation how stupid the people are who decides what roads need to be repaired. So, it's Saturday, northbound, McPhillips and Selkirk is being resurfaced. Like, are you out of your f***ing minds? I travel that road every day for 38 f***ing years, and there's nothing wrong with that intersection. You want to resurface something? McPhillips and Leela southbound. McPhillips and Inkster north and south. Like, for sakes, fix what needs repaired. Angry. Waste of money again. Have a great day, everybody.
He was fired up. Okay, on a more positive note, the Johnny Taves press conference went Friday, correct?
Yeah.
Friday.
So after seeing that press conference from Jonathan Taves, kind of wonder on the play-by-play if they're going to go, and those a laser from Taser. Let's do it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all smiles. It was a great presser. It just felt right seeing Taves in that jersey.
Yes, it certainly did, and it had a lot of people fired up on social media. They'll be selling a lot of those 19s with the Jets jersey. It's the 15th anniversary of the Winnipeg Jets return.
You better believe it.
This year. We're getting a lot of feedback about school zones on the Boston Pizza text line. It's going to need a break in its own right, okay?
After 6:30?
Yeah.
After 6:30, we'll dive into that. All right, let's wrap with this. John with a J, growing increasingly concerned about the level of athlete that's going to be in the 92-1 City Race of the Century.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bone. John with a J. Amazing. Thank you for asking. I'm starting to think this whole race thing is going to be John Gunn circa 1987 all over again. Here's your participation medal. Thanks for coming. 14 seconds? Yeah, that's like an Olympic qualifying time. What are we running here, a 40-meter or a 100-meter? I mean, yeah, no, it's, yeah, so anyways, but I mean, no, I'm not backing down from any challenge, but I mean, 14 seconds, wow, who am I competing against here?
I agree.
Ben Johansson and Carl Lewis, and, it's been a while since I've seen my feet, let alone my calves. 14 seconds, well, I better keep practicing.
And listen, I got to be honest with you. Guilty is almost overtraining. I love the guy. We'd call him a friend, but the daily training that he went out and bought a new pair of shoes at the running room on the weekend.
They look fast too.
The guy's going to be ready to join like a running club or try to qualify for a track meet. Never mind you know what I mean?
Some people are going to come out better from this and some aren't. I told you that. And he went out and bought himself a new pair of shoes.
He's in.
He's in. John with a J. Well, what's the worst thing that happens, John with a J? You only run 40 meters. It's 100. You stop, you peel off the track. Just don't take anybody out with you.
Go get a donut.
This is an F1, okay?
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Someone telling me I need to check out more Youngblood and that he's got a great voice, and I should look into the song Hello Heaven. Apparently it's great. Got a big Youngblood fan. Youngblood was at Back to the Beginning, the Farewell to Ozzy, Farewell to Sabbath show on Saturday, and he hammered out an incredible rendition of Changes.
I hope someday they put together the makings of Back to the Beginning, because a lot of times you get behind the scenes stuff like, hey, how does a guy like Youngblood make the short list?
Yeah.
Did some guys pull in favors to get on that show?
Mm-hmm.
Or were there guys begged to be on the show that said, no way they're doing the show? Like that kind of stuff. I wonder if there'll be a behind the curtains look or a documentary about it.
Yeah,
you
I
would
bet
think with that much interest.
Why? I mean, listen, I'll put it this way. You're exactly right, Joe. If they didn't plan to make some kind of a documentary about it, then that's a miss. Like somebody should have been there with cameras backstage, because you're seeing all kinds of incredible photos that you just don't see every day. Like, for example, James Hetfield standing there chatting with Axl Rose backstage, and they've had well-known beef over the years, and the caption was, Ozzy can bring together anyone, right? Because he's got these two chatting and being friendly backstage.
You got to wonder, did every one of them get a chance to say goodbye to Ozzy, and the other members of the band? How much time did the band themselves get to spend together? How much rehearsal time? Like, I'd love to see a behind-the-scenes documentary on that.
All in. Yeah. Youngblood, this is on the text line, is a country singer who has done stuff with Shania Twain. See, there you go. I'm learning this morning. Got great pipes.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case I'll play like 5 seconds of it. People are wondering what the hell we're talking about this Youngblood guy for. He was at that Ozzy Back to the Beginning farewell show, and this is him doing a little bit of changes here.
Let me see that man to the air to the top.
So he's got the great pipes, right? The rasp and everything. And there's a lot of people, like online, there's a lot of people talking about him. He was one of those, one of many highlight performances. Jason Momoa said right on stage the second I heard about this show, I called up all the organizers and said, please get me in. And little did he know he'd be emceeing.
Yeah, that would be cool, though. Or even a little spiel with Tom Morello about how he decided who was going to be on this show musically and who was doing what songs or how many or what the passing grade was for, like if Steven Tyler, and who did you say he performed with? Morello.
He was on stage with Morello. Nuno Betancourt was all over the performances.
So these guys are sitting there going, well, what song are we going to do? And they ended up doing a Zeppelin song.
Yeah, they
right?
did.
So there was a lot of...
it was good. Steven Tyler sounded good doing that when he was on stage, and he's 77.
Oh, yeah. And, his voice, he had issues. That's why Aerosmith had to stop touring.
Yeah.
So for him to show up and say, yeah, man, I'll be able to do one or two songs still, I'm sure the adrenaline was really flowing. And
yeah.
I hope we get a rave review from our... 92-1 City World Tour winner.
Looking forward to chatting with him.
Yeah.
And by the way, Zach Wilde, still a crazy badass. I swear, I think he's still on stage.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Listen, I know Friday was the 4th of July, and that really means nothing as far as we're concerned party-wise, but it means the hot dog competition, the Nathan's hot dog competition, and Joey Chestnut did it again. But what's amazing to me is how many hot dogs these guys can stuff down and just wash them down with like water. We've talked about how many hot dogs we've personally been able to eat over the years, but I believe this year 70 and a half hot dogs and buns is what he ate.
That's
in that
insane.
short period of time.
That's insane.
Like you can't
absolutely. You talk about phenoms, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. That guy's a phenom in his own right. It's professional eating. But how many people, I look at it like this. How many people on planet Earth, you play that game?
Yeah.
How many people on Earth can be a professional golfer, never mind at the level of a Tiger Woods? How many people on planet Earth can do what Joey Chestnut does? How many? Like a handful?
That's
10?
it for the competition. I'm surprised the competition still happens because, what? Oh, hey, look, it's a newcomer in the ranks of the big eating contest this year, a rookie.
Right.
From,
Where
Idaho.
do you train for that?
Right? Sitting at home going, I grew up wanting to beat Joey Chestnut, the legend, in eating hot dogs.
Is there
Good
rec
call.
leagues? Or is there rec leagues? Did you bring your kids to that? I'm taking mine to play hockey. Well, mine is going to, he's in a professional eating league.
You know what? That's probably pretty true, too, isn't it? It'd be like, hey, I got to tell you, this kid came up from the ranks in Tennessee. He was back there. Yeah, like he's playing like double-A ball or
he was
something, right? This kid came out of nowhere. 35 hot dogs was his record in junior. And then he moved up to the ranks.
He worked hard. 5 days a week.
But 70 and a half hot dogs with the buns. The buns got to be the major issue,
That's
too,
the
right?
issue.
Because of the water.
They soak it with the water.
And I don't know about you, but bread wet.
Oh, that is the worst. We've been through it on this show. You don't take a backseat to anyone, Aiello. You have the record in this room for hot dogs eaten.
I had 8.
8.
But I ate them over my own time. I think it was over 4 hours.
Doesn't matter. 4, that's 2 an hour. 8 hot dogs in 4 hours is very impressive.
So quick math.
I've done 5 in a sitting. 5, and that was back in high school when I used to come home for lunch, and you've got the metabolism and everything else, and 5 hot dogs was nothing for lunch.
No. This was during the day. This wasn't after a night at the Palomino, eating 8 Smokies or anything.
Man.
Like this was like during a day barbecue, but I still didn't feel great.
No, that's
70 and a half. Joey Chestnut's not going to work if he even has a day job. I don't know.
I want to know
day.
how long that takes him to recover. Like he said it takes a couple days to recover from that.
A couple days,
insane.
I would hope. There's got to be some kind of medicines in play there, no?
I don't know. Whenever we do this, we start getting feats of eating. And our listeners, we have the 92.1 City listener.
True.
The ones that are willing to share their stories. You'd be blown away. We'll be blown away by some of the stories we get. We always
You're
do.
right. Wings come up a lot.
Pierogies, which is a very filling food. People talking like 20 is no problem. 18 is no problem.
18?
Yes. I tried to get past 15 one morning.
Yeah,
and
what
it just
would you
wasn't
stop
happening.
at? 12?
Like 10.
You got the 10. You hit
pierogies.
double digits.
And if they're smaller, I hit double digits. I cling to that. At least I hit double digits.
Pretty good.
We should have a pasta eating contest. How about it?
Oh, well.
You can't eat a lot of pasta.
No, I can't anymore.
That's just too filling.
Depends on what kind of pasta you're using. If you're going with spaghetti, it's even harder because you got to roll it and scoop it, right?
That's very filling. No thanks. 81 wings. I told you. This guy, 24 pierogies.
24?
20. Like, I don't know how you do that. I can't do it.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Have you seen pierogies at a buffet line? They are included sometimes, right, with the meatballs and gravy. If this gentleman right here, Kyle, on the Boston Pizza, took 24, you're standing behind him in that line, and all of a sudden that scoop just doesn't stop scooping.
Bro.
On top, 24, and that's not even going back up. Like, that's just taking the one plate.
Bro,
Killing.
leave some for the rest of us. Come on.
For more Philly and Joe, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
Ravioli. Someone's bragging about how much ravioli they get. Michael, the whiskey guy.
Ravioli's a tough one, too, because there's different versions. You could have cheese ravioli. You could have beef ravioli, stuffed with chicken. Ravioli.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, now you're talking dough, protein, and
if I'm going to
lot of
show
sauce.
off my ability to eat, it's not going to be a pasta-based product. It's too much. I'll tell you this. I'll say this. You throw the right meatballs in mushroom gravy at me, that would be where I could almost look like a professional eater.
if you go
Meatballs.
4 cheese ravioli like Michael's suggesting, I'm going to tell you, it could go either way with cheese for people. Never mind the ravioli. But meatballs and gravy?
You give me those at a buffet, like when I'm at an event, I'm going back for 2 and 3 plates, and it's amazing. I can just keep eating those more than I think anything else.
And you're taking the day off, the next day off.
Oh, yeah, you'll
You
feel
have to.
that.
Just the gravy alone will kill you.
That much gravy is not, your system is not celebrating all that gravy in your body. No way. But they're so easy to eat. They're easy to eat.
Oh, Chris says he's done 43 nuggets, McNuggets from McDonald's. That's a lot of McNuggets.
Wow.
But, it's funny. A lot of people that are commenting about how much they've had. 31 pierogies. That's a lot, depending on what they're filled with, too. Age is played. A part. Some guys have said, hey, man, when I was younger, and that's the truth, you could eat more.
Well,
and your stomach would let you eat more. You could get away with a lot more.
Well, how often do you think back, like when you think back to how much you used to eat and you're like, you're grossed out by the amount of food you used to be able to eat when you were younger?
Yeah.
Or jealous, or you remember those days, you're like, oh, man.
Now it's...
I remember eating 2 quarter-pounders on the way to hockey once. How do you even do that?
Before hockey.
And then go play hockey.
And then have 2 more on the way home.
Absolutely.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
People, Phil, are 10 times more likely to do this on a Sunday.
10 times, that's a lot.
Yeah, people are 10 times more likely to do this on Sundays. That was just yesterday. Maybe you were one of them.
Okay.
Big tickets up for grabs for Wednesday night.
780 City, 780-2484. You can Lifeline, you can use the Boston Pizza text line or myself. Good morning.
Good morning. Can I have a lifeline, please?
Philly or the text line?
Let's go with the text line.
Okay, laundry comes in. That's the first guess, Joe.
Oh, that's a good answer. No.
Sorry about that. Rock and Thunder tickets on the line this morning, 780 City. Hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you think?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Make like a big breakfast?
Yeah.
No. Number 2. It actually wasn't just making a breakfast. It was buying breakfast, like going out for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
On a Sunday.
Okay. That's a good guess.
That's be one of my favorite things to do.
Oh, I love going out for breakfast. Good morning, City.
Hi. Would it be having a nap?
No, that's always a good idea, too.
The afternooner. The
Yeah,
afternooner.
oh,
I feel like a cat with the sun shining through. There's a baseball game on,
Sure.
maybe.
The
Yes.
best part is if you already got up late on Sunday and then decided you were still a little tired after lunch that you needed another nap.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so exhausted from waking up and eating.
From making lunch.
Hello, City.
Hi there. Order in?
No. It has nothing to do with food, actually.
That's a good hint. 780 City, 780-2484. Rock and Thunder on Wednesday. Big tickets. Go ahead with... Oh, let's see here. They hung up. Go ahead with your guess.
Hi, I'd like to get Philly for help.
Okay.
People are 10 times more likely to do this on a Sunday. We know buying breakfast was number 2.
Communicate with a relative, whether that's see your mom and dad, maybe make a phone call.
Caller, what's your name?
It's Allison.
Allison. This
Yes?
guy to my right here, is making sure you are going to Rockin' Thunder on a Wednesday night, courtesy of 92.1 City. Call a parent, visit a parent is the correct answer. Allison is happy. Cutting grass was number 3 on the list.
Did all of that this weekend.
See? You talked to a parent, you had breakfast, and you had the trifecta on a Sunday.
Oh, I'm on fire. Allison, how about that? You're going to this show.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
For the record, no, we are not adding professional eating to the race of the century. Okay, the 92.1 City race is coming very soon, 100 meters. Basically a bunch of bone phone regulars versus me. But talking about professional eating this morning, Joey Chestnut won again.
70 and a half. Sorry, hot dogs and buns, Phil.
Insane. And somebody's like, you should add eating to the race. No. Just like the people who have said, why don't you add other track and field events to the race? Absolutely not. Running 100 meters is going to be tough enough. Organizing it and then just running in it. We're not adding a triple jump or a hot dog eating contest.
No. There's no room for a circus around the race of a century. This is pretty serious. Some people still coming in with food. 84 wings back at the old Moosehorn Hotel before it burned down.
Wings, you hear a lot of incredible feats of wing eating. Wings are one of those things. How about this? 10 tacos in a single sitting. If the tacos are small, like I said, meatballs would be my food of strength if I had to professionally eat. I think I could do a lot of meatballs, but tacos is another one. If they're small and they're soft tacos, I think I could destroy a lot of them in one sitting.
It depends on they're filled with what. If it's a beef soft taco, that's probably a little heavier than if you're doing chicken, let's say.
Yeah, and keep the lettuce out of there if I'm trying to eat as many
don't worry
as I
about
can.
that. I'm with you there.
How about the lobster guy on here?
This is crazy. This wasn't me. This is on the Boston Pizza text line. I ate 18 entire lobsters at a lobster gala. If this was a charity event, they lost money. 18 of them.
So what, he finished up all the lobsters that were unclaimed?
It was I don't know how you do this at a gala. You're walking around this plate looks empty. I'm going to sit here for the next one. 18 of them.
Because when you do one of these lobster fests, there'll be guys at your table that eat every part of that lobster, and they'll be like, you going to finish that off? There's lots of meat there.
Yeah.
And then they're going up, you got some extras, I'll eat those. And you're ripping them, right? There's meat here, there's meat there.
Well, I've seen it happen with crab legs at a buffet. People coming back with 2 plates like they're a juggling act, right? Full of crab legs. But lobster, 18 entire lobsters at a gala. I'm going walking around in my suit, going from seat to seat. And it's pretty awesome. Good for him.
You're just covered in liquid butter, too.
Oh, you got to have the butter.
You look like a basted chicken walking around because the butter would be all over your face. You're glistening.
I mean, you got to wear that lobster bib around with you, right? From table to table. Good on you. 18 of them.
Bone phone's coming up. I don't think anybody's beating that as far as impressive eating this morning.
Holy.
18 lobsters.
How about this one? 8 Big Macs.
Oh.
8 of them.
Again. That's going to sit with you for 6 days afterwards. 8 big. How old were you?
Hold on. No wonder. I've been over 200 pounds since I was 8. LOL. The guy, so he's a big kid
big
going
dude.
in. Oh, this is the same guy that did the 84 wings. Nice.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Alice in Chains and Man in the Box. They were at Back to the Beginning on Saturday.
Well, I'm sure they went through their share of solo cups at that outdoor concert on Saturday.
They would have been. The floor the field would have been covered in those things at the end of the day.
No kidding. You got the Folk Fest coming up this week, sold out, 50th anniversary. They'll be their share of Solo Cups.
Love those things.
I was reading a lot of beer pong going on the weekend, too, talking about Solo Cups. But how about this for a story? And I didn't realize this, but Solo Cups, there's the famous red Solo Cup, of course, and you can get them in other colors now. You can get your name where you scratch your name on it, but red was the main.
And it's funny, just sidebar your story, from back to the beginning, there was a story from one of the bands, I want to say Metallica, that when they toured with Ozzy back in the day, when one of the times they toured with him, he was trying to quit drinking, and Sharon had ordered all the bands that were touring with him, might have been like Ozfest, to please don't have open liquor around them. Use red Solo Cups around.
As if he wouldn't have known.
As if he doesn't know. Come on.
That's awesome. Well, the company that makes them, apparently they're called Dart Container. They've actually, without advertising this, removed, the lines on the cup?
Oh, yeah.
That became iconic because people in colleges and all that, I think, is where that started. They said college kids and other partiers used to measure their alcohol by those lines.
Oh, wow.
So the bottom line was for a shot, and then a beer would go up to a certain line, and if you're going to use mix on a shot, it went up to a certain line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've taken the lines out of the cups, and apparently now...
There's outrage?
Well, no, but they've said from the beginning, those lines were never there for measurement purposes. That was just sort of created organically, and I guess now they've got sort of Braille-like dots to grip the cups. That's the game changer in the Solo Cup world. Now, for people that the cup was getting too sweaty, I guess they were dropping the cup. Now you got some grip.
Oh, man.
So Solo Cups just got made better.
Put the lines back. It sounds like everybody misses them.
It'll look so much different.
Yeah.
Even on the hold. But
I also love people who stack them. Of course, that's where the beer snake came from. But if you were at a social and trying to look, impressive, like oh, that's so much to drink, and you're stacking the cups like, this is how many I've finished off. The red Solo Cups. All right. Learning something every day on this show, Joe.
Don't we?
Thank you very much.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.